Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to another inspiring episode of That Blissful Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, David Williams, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of transformative content. Today, we're embarking on an exciting journey through 5 essential life skills and revolutionize your sense of purpose and well-being. Emotional intelligence, time management, growth mindset, active listening, and self-compassion. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and empowered to take your personal and professional life to new heights. Let's kick things off with emotional intelligence, cornerstone of self-awareness and interpersonal relationships. Emotions can get in the way or get you on the way. Mavis Mazura. This powerful quote reminds us that our emotions are not obstacles to be overcome, but valuable signals that can guide us towards growth and success when properly understood and managed. Now, my dear listeners, here's your emotional intelligence challenge. Create an emotion journal for the next week. Each day, take a few minutes to reflect on and record your emotional experience. Start by identifying the emotions you felt throughout the day. Were you excited, frustrated, content, or anxious? Next, explore the triggers for these emotions. What situations or thoughts led to these feelings? But don't stop there. The real power of this exercise lies in how you respond to your emotions. For each entry, ask yourself, how did I react to this emotion? Was this reaction helpful or harmful? How could I have responded differently? As you practice this, you'll start to notice patterns. Maybe you'll discover that you tend to feel anxious before important meetings, or that certain interactions with colleagues consistently leave you frustrated. This awareness is the first step towards better emotional management. Now let's take it a step further. Once you've identified a recurring emotional pattern, develop a strategy to address it. For instance, if you notice anxiety before meetings, you might create a pre-meeting ritual of deep breathing exercises or positive affirmations. If you're often frustrated with a colleague, you could plan to have a calm, honest conversation about your working relationship. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate negative emotions. They're a natural part of life. Instead, aim to understand your emotions better and develop healthier ways of responding to them. This might mean learning to express your feelings assertively, practicing stress reduction techniques, or simply allowing yourself to feel without judgment. As you cultivate your emotional intelligence, you'll likely notice improvements in various aspects of your life. Your relationships may become more harmonious, your decision-making more balanced, and your overall stress levels lower. You're not just managing emotions, you're harnessing their power to guide you towards a more fulfilling life. Now, let's shift gears to a skill that's crucial for maintaining balance and productivity in our busy lives: time management. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. Michael Altshuler. This quote beautifully encapsulates the essence of time management. While we can't control the passage of time, we have the power to decide how we use it. Here's your time management challenge, my wonderful listeners. Implement the Eisenhower Matrix for 1 week. This powerful tool helps you prioritize tasks based on their importance and urgency, ensuring you're always focusing on what truly matters. Start by drawing a square and dividing it into 4 quadrants. Label them as follows: 1. Urgent and important. 2. Important but not urgent. 3. Urgent but not important. 4. Neither urgent nor important. For the next week, categorize all your tasks into these quadrants. Urgent and important tasks are your priority. Deadlines, crises, and pressing problems. Important but not urgent tasks are your key to long-term success, planning, relationship building, and personal development. Urgent but not important tasks are often distractions, some emails, phone calls, or meetings. Finally, neither urgent nor important tasks are time wasters that should be minimized or eliminated. Now, here's how to use this matrix effectively. Focus most of your energy on quadrant 2. Important but not urgent tasks. These are the activities that contribute to your long-term goals and personal growth. By dedicating time to these tasks, you'll reduce the number of urgent crises, Quadrant 1, you face. For Quadrant 3 tasks, urgent but not important, ask yourself if they can be delegated or if they're truly necessary. Often, these tasks seem important because of their urgency, but they don't contribute significantly to your goals. Be ruthless with Quadrant 4 tasks. These are your time wasters. Excessive social media, mindless TV, or other unproductive activity. While some downtime is important, be conscious of how much time you're spending here. As you practice this, you'll likely notice a shift in how you perceive and use your time. You may find yourself saying no to non-essential commitments, dedicating more time to personal development, and feeling less overwhelmed by urgent tasks. Remember, effective time management isn't about squeezing more activities into your day. It's about making intentional choices about how you spend your precious time. It's about aligning your daily actions with your long-term goals and values. Now, let's explore a mindset that can transform how you approach challenges and opportunities. Growth mindset. The mind is just like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets, and the more it can expand. Idou Koyenikan. This powerful metaphor reminds us that our abilities and intelligence are not fixed traits, but qualities that can be developed through dedication and hard work. Here's your growth mindset challenge, my ambitious listeners. For the next week, reframe your self-talk to embrace a growth mindset. Start by identifying areas in your life where you tend to have a fixed mindset. Perhaps you believe you're just not good at math, or not a creative person. Once you've identified these areas, consciously change your self-talk. Instead of, I'm not good at this, say, I'm not good at this yet. Instead of, I can't do it, say, I can't do it right now, but I can learn. This simple shift from fixed language to growth language can have a profound impact on your approach to challenges. Next, seek out challenges in areas where you typically shy away. If you've always avoided public speaking, volunteer to give a presentation at work. If you struggle with technology, sign up for an online coding course. Remember, the goal isn't immediate mastery, growth through effort. As you face these challenges, pay attention to your thought processes. When you encounter difficulties, resist the urge to see them as proof of your limitations. Instead, view them as opportunities for growth. Celebrate your efforts, not just your successes. Keep a growth mindset journal. Each day, write down one challenge you faced, how you approached it with a growth mindset, and what you learned from the experience. This reflection will help reinforce your new thought patterns and highlight your progress. Also, surround yourself with growth mindset language and examples. Read biographies of people who have overcome significant obstacles. Share your growth mindset journey with friends and family, and encourage them to adopt this perspective too. Remember, developing a growth mindset is itself a growth process. You'll have setbacks and moments of doubt. When this happens, be kind to yourself, and remember, even setbacks are opportunities for learning and growth. As you cultivate a growth mindset, you may find yourself more willing to take on challenges, more resilient in the face of setbacks, and more excited about the process of learning and improvement. You're not just changing your thoughts, you're expanding your potential. Now let's delve into a skill that's crucial for building strong relationships and understanding others deeply. Active listening. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. Stephen R. Covey. This insightful quote highlights a common pitfall in communication. We're often so focused on formulating our response that we fail to truly hear and understand the speaker. Here's your active listening challenge, my attentive listeners. Practice the HEAR technique in your conversations for the next week. HEAR stands for halt, empathize, anticipate, and respond. Start by halting. Stop whatever else you're doing and give your full attention to the speaker. Put away your phone, turn away from your computer, and focus entirely on the person speaking. This shows respect and creates a space for meaningful communication. Next, empathize. Try to understand the speaker's perspective and feelings. Pay attention not just to their words, but also to their tone of voice, facial expressions, and body language. These nonverbal cues often convey more than words alone. Then anticipate, but not in the way you might think. Instead of anticipating what you'll say next, anticipate what the speaker might say. This keeps you engaged and helps you understand the flow of their thoughts. Finally, respond, but only after you've fully understood the speaker's message. Respond first by summarizing what you've heard to ensure you've understood correctly. Then, if appropriate, share your thoughts or ask clarifying questions. As you practice this technique, you might find it helpful to set a specific goal for each conversation. Perhaps you'll aim to learn 3 new things about the person you're talking to, or to identify the underlying emotion in their message. Remember, active listening isn't just about being quiet while the other person speaks. It's about being fully present, seeking to understand, and responding thoughtfully. It's a skill that requires practice and patience. You might find this challenging at first. Our minds naturally wander, and the urge to interject can be strong. When you catch yourself planning your response or thinking about something else, gently bring your attention back to the speaker. As you develop your active listening skills, you may notice improvements in your relationships. People may open up to you more, conflicts may become easier to resolve, and you might gain new insights and perspectives you hadn't considered before. Active listening is more than a communication technique. The way of showing respect, building trust, and deepening your understanding of others. It's a powerful tool for creating meaningful connections in both your personal and professional life. Finally, let's explore a practice that's essential for maintaining emotional well-being and resilience. Self-compassion. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. Buddha. This beautiful quote reminds us of a fundamental truth that's all too easy to forget. We are worthy of the same kindness and compassion we so readily offer to others. Here's your self-compassion challenge, my caring listeners. For the next week, practice the 3 components of self-compassion as defined by Dr. Kristen Neff. Self-kindness, common humanity, and mindfulness. Start with self-kindness. When you face a difficulty or make a mistake, consciously speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend. Instead of harsh self-criticism, offer words of understanding and encouragement. Create a set of compassionate phrases to use in tough moments, such as, "This is hard, but I'm doing my best." Or, "I'm human, and it's okay to struggle sometimes." Next, embrace common humanity. Remind yourself that struggle and imperfection are part of the shared human experience. When you're facing a challenge, take a moment to recognize that many others have faced similar difficulties. This perspective can help you feel less isolated in your struggle. Finally, practice mindfulness. This involves acknowledging your feelings without judgment or avoidance. When you notice difficult emotions arising, try to observe them with a sense of balance and acceptance. You might say to yourself, "I'm noticing that I'm feeling anxious right now," rather than getting caught up in the anxiety itself. To deepen your practice, try a daily self-compassion break. Take a few minutes each day to check in with yourself. Acknowledge any difficulties you're facing, remind yourself of your shared humanity, and offer yourself words of kindness and support. You might also try keeping a self-compassion journal. Each evening, write about any struggles you faced during the day. Then, respond to these struggles with understanding and compassion. This practice can help you develop a more balanced and kind perspective on your experience. Remember, self-compassion isn't about ignoring your faults or avoiding self-improvement. Instead, it's about approaching your imperfections and challenges with kindness and understanding. It's about creating a supportive inner dialogue that motivates you through love rather than criticism. As you cultivate self-compassion, you may notice increased emotional resilience, reduced anxiety, and self-criticism, and a greater sense of connection with others. You're not just being kinder to yourself. You're creating a foundation of inner strength and peace, and support you through life's ups and downs. As we wrap up today's episode, let's take a moment to see how these 5 essential life skills, emotional intelligence, time management, growth mindset, active listening, and self-compassion, interconnect to create a holistic approach to living a purposeful life. Emotional intelligence allows us to navigate our inner world and relationships more effectively. Time management helps us align our actions with our values and goals. A growth mindset empowers us to embrace challenges and see setbacks as opportunities for learning. Active listening deepens our connections and broadens our perspectives. And self-compassion provides the emotional resilience and inner support we need to persist in the face of difficulty. Together, these skills form a powerful toolkit for personal growth and fulfillment. They enable us to understand ourselves better, use our time more effectively, approach challenges with confidence, connect deeply with others, and treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. Here's my final piece of advice that ties it all together. Embrace the journey of continuous growth and self-discovery. Use your emotional intelligence to guide your actions. Manage your time to create space for what truly matters. Approach challenges with a growth mindset. Listen actively to deepen your understanding of others, and treat yourself with compassion every step of the way. Beautiful souls, I encourage you to take action today. Start with just one small step from any of the challenges we discussed. Remember, progress over perfection. Every small action compounds over time to create significant change. Thank you for joining me on this inspiring journey. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe to That Blissful Wellness Podcast and share it with a friend who could use some motivation. For more inspiration on personal transformation, check out the Transform Your Life series at That Love Podcast. thatlovepodcast.com/transform-your-life and explore wellness tips at That Blissful Wellness Podcast at thatlovepodcast.com/thatblissfulwellnesspodcast. And don't forget to dive deeper into these 5 essential life skills for purpose: EQ, time management, mindset, listening, and self-compassion. Until next time, keep shining your light and embracing your journey towards blissful wellness. This is David Williams, reminding you that you have the power to create the life you dream of. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep growing. At thatlovepodcast.com/transform-your-life, thatlovepodcast.com/thatblissfulwellnesspodcast.